Hi there and welcome to this tutorial video on counting locations. The goal of this video is to show you how to navigate and use the counting location screen. The counting location screen provides an overview and is the starting point for managing counting locations within a practice. Counting locations break a warehouse into smaller sections where stock is stored and counted. So instead of counting an entire warehouse at once, you can count shelf by shelf, room by room, or even fridge by fridge, and that makes stock takes a lot more manageable. This tutorial video will start on the stock setup counting location screen. Firstly, up top we've got the filter section, and below that we've got the column section where you can see all the counting locations created for your practice. Alright, so let's start with the filter section. In this drop down you'll see that we only have the default filter option and not the context filter. So we won't be filtering our searches by context, we'll just use these default options that we have. Starting with the name of the counting location that you'd like to filter by. Alright, as you'll see, even if I type the first 3 or 4 letters, it will automatically give me search results. Right. However, if you would like, you could also fill in the entire name. For example, here we're going with the search of pharmacy. Alright, and then in certain instances we may have to click on update results, which I would like you to think of it as basically the search button. Alright, so when we say update results, we are now telling the system to update the results and give us the filter search results. Alright, but in this instance the system automatically gave me the filtered results without me having to click the search button or the update results button. Right next to that we've got the reset filters. The reset filters button is like clicking refresh, so it will refresh our filter options and take us back to the original filter options that we have. Okay, below that we could also search via code, and this is the column for the codes, so whatever code I type in will reflect or search according to this code column. For instance, if I know what the code is and I'd like to search by code, put in REC and we'll see that that is for the reception. Okay, then we can go back to reset filters again, which will refresh our search. Okay, so next to that we'll be searching via warehouse, and this is the column that shows us all the warehouses that are linked to our counting locations. Now when I click on stock warehouse, I'll be presented with a drop down, and from here I can simply click the warehouse that I would like to filter by. For instance, you'll see dispensary, we only have fridge 2 that is linked to the warehouse of the dispensary. Alternatively, we could also search, for example, by nurse's warehouse, which only has the schedule 6 cabinet. Also, please note that you can filter for more than one warehouse if you would like. Okay, we then have the enable toggle, and the enable toggle lets us know which counting locations are currently active. So by default it's set to true, which means we're only seeing the counting locations that are active. Alright, we can always go back to the toggle, and if I toggle to the middle we can see both active and inactive counting locations. And if I click on the toggle again, it will show me all the counting locations that are inactive, and we can see there that the enable value is false, which means that these counting locations are inactive. Okay, go back to the middle toggle so I can see both active and inactive counting locations. Right, now moving down to the column sections where we have all our counting locations created for the practice. And we'll start by going over the action buttons. Firstly, we've got open row. So open row, I first have to click on a specific counting location and then click open row, and it will give me the details of that counting location. Also, you'll see that when I click the counting locations, the sidebar opened. That sidebar gives us the counting sheet. So this is for us to print physical counting sheets for when we're doing a stock take. It just makes things easier, so we can print out physical copies for that specific counting location. Okay. Next to that, we've got add new, and this is where we can add an existing counting locations. For more information on this screen, please refer to the how to add new counting locations user manual linked in this video's description. And then we have the select all. So select all will select all the counting locations that we have on the system. Okay, then I can click here to deselect all those counting locations. Next to that, we've got expand widths. So expand widths just helps us with readability. So for example, if this column was tight in this manner and we couldn't be able to read anything, I'll click on expand widths, and it will expand the widths so I can easily read the information for each and every single column. All right, then next to that, we've got reset widths, which will put the widths back to the default setting that they were in. All right, then we have sort columns. Now sort columns is us sorting our counting locations based on any one of the columns that we have on the screen. Okay, so for example, I can say I'll sort the columns according to the ID, and when I go over here, you will see that the ID numbers are not in ascending order. All right, so if I'd like to sort the columns according to the ID, I'll simply select ID, click OK, and as you can see now, we're sorting the counting locations according to the ID in ascending order. Then we've got the choose columns option, and the visible columns are the columns that we see on our screen, and the available fields are the fields that are available for us to add to the screen or make visible. Okay, so here we can, for example, from the visible columns, we can minus some of the columns that we do not want to see. So for example, if I do not want to see the counting location ID, right, simply click on counting location ID, click on remove, click OK, and you'll see that the ID column is no longer available. Okay, so if I would like to save this column that doesn't have an ID, I can simply go over to the save button, which will save this current layout that I have. All right, and just for example's sake, I'll call it no ID since we moved the ID for the counting location. If I would like, I can click the entity information so that it is saved for this entity. Go over to save. And once I've saved, automatically the system will go back to the default layout, but it has saved my no ID layout that I've just saved now. So if I want to go back to my layout that I just saved, simply go back to this layout drop down, click on no ID, and once again you'll see that counting location screen does not include the counting location ID anymore. Right at the bottom, we've got the page numbers to move through the different counting locations if we have a lot. Next to that, we've got items. Now this items drop down allows us to select how many counting locations we see per screen. Right now we've got 100 items that we'd like to see, or 100 counting locations that we'd like to see. We can edit that, for example, and say we only want to see 10 counting locations. We will then only be showing 10 results, or each page will only have 10 counting locations. And because of that, we'll then have a second page which will show 4 results because we've got a total of 14 counting locations. Alright, and then we've got the advanced reports. The advanced reports screen is still being created. Alright, there will be a separate tutorial video on how to use advanced reports. Next to that, we've got export to PDF, which allows us to just simply export our information to a consolidated PDF. Alternatively, we can export to CSV, which is in essence an Excel file. Okay, and with that, we've come to the end of this tutorial video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next tutorial video.